Hey coin lovers! Welcome to the Worth Old Coins channel, your place to discover the hidden value and rare facts about old coins. In today's video we're revealing the top 5 valuable coins, and one of them might just be in your collection. So don't skip this video, let's find out their real worth. Top 1. The Elizabeth II Australia $1 1994 coin holds an important place in Australia's modern numismatic history, not only because it is part of the continuing series of decimal coinage introduced in 1966. But also because it reflects both the nation's cultural identity and the enduring representation of Queen Elizabeth II. On Australian currency. When Australia transitioned from the pre-decimal system of pounds, shillings, and pence to the decimal system in 1966, the $1 denomination was not immediately introduced in coin form, as the Australian $1 was originally issued as a banknote. However, in 1984, the Reserve Bank of Australia, in cooperation with the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra, replaced the $1 note with a $1 coin, largely due to durability concerns since coins last far longer than paper notes. The standard reverse design of the $1 coin since 1984 has been the iconic image of 5 bounding kangaroos created by the famous Australian sculptor Stuart Devlin, who was appointed by Queen Elizabeth II as the official goldsmith and jeweler for the royal household and who designed many of Australia's modern decimal coins. By 1994, the coin had been in circulation for a decade, and the issue of that year carried the familiar kangaroo reverse design, symbolizing Australia's national identity, wildlife, and uniqueness on the global stage. The obverse of the coin in 1994 continued to carry the portrait of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II facing to the right, wearing the royal diadem. The portrait used during this period was created by sculptor Raphael Maclauff, whose effigy was adopted on Australian coins starting in 1985 and used up until the late 1990s. Maclauff's effigy was designed to present a more regal and timeless image of the monarch, with a decorative crown and elegant detail in the drapery, representing both continuity of tradition and respect for the monarchy within the Commonwealth. This design replaced the earlier portrait by Arnold Machin, 1966 to 1984, and itself would eventually be replaced by Ian Rank Broadley's more realistic portrayal in 1999. The 1994 Elizabeth II $1 coin was struck primarily in circulation quality from an aluminium-bronze alloy composed of 92% copper, 6% aluminium, and 2% nickel, giving the coin its distinctive golden color and durability. Its specifications remained constant, with a diameter of 25 mm, a thickness of 2.5 mm, and a mass of 9 grams, with a plain edge that differentiates it from other denominations in the decimal series. Millions of these coins were struck for circulation in 1994 at the Royal Australian Mint, ensuring that they would be widely available across the country for everyday transactions. In addition to standard circulation strikes, the Mint also issued collector pieces in proof and mint sets for numismatists, often with higher striking quality and superior finish, making them sought-after items today. Culturally and economically, the coin symbolizes more than mere currency. During the early 1990s, Australia was going through a period of economic recovery after the recession of the late 1980s and early 1990s. Coins such as the 1994 $1 not only facilitated trade but also reinforced national symbols. The kangaroo, a marsupial found only in Australia, was deliberately chosen as a design because of its immediate association with the nation both at home and abroad. Meanwhile, the depiction of Queen Elizabeth II underscored Australia's constitutional ties to the British Crown as a member of the Commonwealth realm. The 1994 issue sits within this long narrative of Australia balancing its independent national identity with its continuing royal heritage and the numismatic world. While the 1994 $1 coin is relatively common in circulation, well-preserved uncirculated examples and proof strikes are considered collectible. Collectors often examine such coins for die varieties, mint errors, or exceptional quality strikes, which can command premium prices. Moreover, coins from this period serve as historical artifacts that document the evolution of portraiture of Queen Elizabeth II and the enduring popularity of Stuart Devlin's kangaroo design. The coin, therefore, bridges everyday economic function with artistry, symbolism, and historical significance. In conclusion, the Elizabeth II Australia $1 1994 coin represents more than just a unit of money. It encapsulates decades of Australian coinage history, from the replacement of paper currency with coins to the consistent portrayal of national and royal symbols. With its Raphael Maclauff effigy on the obverse and the 5 kangaroos on the reverse, its golden hue, and its role in everyday Australian life, the 1994 issue continues the legacy of the decimal $1 coin series. Its presence in circulation and collector markets makes it both a practical object and a cherished piece of Australia's numismatic heritage. Top 2. The Elizabeth II Australia $1 1995 coin forms an important part of Australia's decimal coinage heritage, representing the ongoing story of the nation's modern monetary system and the way in which its currency reflects both national identity and ties to the British Crown. Australia first introduced decimal coinage in 1966. And though the $1 denomination was at first a paper banknote, it was replaced in 1984 by the $1 coin. The change was made to ensure greater durability, as coins last for decades compared to the shorter lifespan of paper notes. Since 1984, the standard circulating $1 coin has featured the famous design of 5 bounding kangaroos on the reverse, created by the distinguished designer and royal goldsmith Stuart Devlin, who was responsible for much of the new decimal series artwork. This kangaroo design has become one of the most widely recognized emblems of Australia's coinage and continues to serve as a national symbol of pride, wildlife, and culture. The 1995 issue of the $1 coin maintained these established design traditions. On the obverse, the coin displayed the official portrait of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by Raphael Maklauf. This effigy was used on Australian coins from 1985 until 1998 and was intended to show the Queen in a dignified and timeless fashion. Unlike the earlier portrait by Arnold McKinn, Maklauf's design was more ornate, presenting the Queen wearing the royal diadem with flowing drapery across her shoulders, emphasizing her role as a regal and respected head of state. The effigy also reflected a sense of permanence and grace, symbolizing continuity within the Commonwealth realms where Elizabeth II remained sovereign. The inscription around the effigy read, Elizabeth II Australia 1995, combining her royal title, the nation's name, and the year of issue, grounding the coin in its national and historical context. The reverse design of the coin, unchanged since its introduction in 1984, featured 5 kangaroos in dynamic motion, an image meant to capture the unique energy and distinctiveness of Australian wildlife. This design is symbolic of the country's independence, rugged landscape, and instantly recognizable fauna, which differentiates Australia from every other continent. The kangaroo has long been associated with Australia and is featured not only on coins but also on the nation's coat of arms, postage stamps, and international branding. By keeping this design consistent across decades, the Royal Australian Mint ensured a sense of familiarity, trust, and continuity in the nation's circulating money. Technically, the 1995 $1 coin was struck in aluminium bronze, an alloy of 92% copper, 6% aluminium, and 2% nickel. This mixture gave the coin its golden appearance, durability, and resistance to wear. Its standard specifications were a diameter of 25 mm, a thickness of 2.5 mm, a mass of 9 grams, and a plain edge, which differentiated it from other circulating coins. The coin was produced at the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra, which had been responsible for issuing the nation's coinage since decimalisation. Millions of pieces were minted for circulation in 1995, ensuring widespread availability across Australia, while special proof and mint set versions were also issued for collectors in superior striking quality. Historically, 1995 was a significant time in Australia, as the nation was continuing its post-recession growth from the early 1990s. Coins such as the $1 played a vital role in commerce, but they also represented deeper cultural messages. The continued presence of the Queen's portrait reflected Australia's constitutional monarchy, while the kangaroo symbolized national independence and identity. The coin was both a tool for daily transactions and a miniature artwork, communicating values of heritage, tradition, and national pride. From a numismatic perspective, the 1995 Elizabeth II $1 coin is considered a common circulation issue, but uncirculated examples in pristine condition are of interest to collectors. Coins struck in special mint sets and proof versions from 1995 are particularly valued for their sharp detail and mirror-like finish. Collectors also examine these coins for varieties, mint errors, or striking flaws, which can sometimes elevate their value beyond face value. Over the years, the 1995 coin has become part of many private and public collections, serving as a tangible reminder of Australia's economic and artistic story in the mid-1990s. In terms of legacy, the 1995 $1 coin connects directly to the evolution of Elizabeth II's portraits on Australian currency. By 1995, Australians had become familiar with the Maklauf effigy, but within just a few years this portrait would be replaced in 1999 by the Ian Rank Broadley effigy, which provided a more realistic and unembellished depiction of the Queen. Thus, the 1995 coin belongs to the final phase of the Maklauf portrait era, marking a distinct chapter in the visual history of Elizabeth II's reign as seen on Australian money. To conclude, the Elizabeth II Australia $1 1995 coin is a product of its time, combining national wildlife symbolism, royal portraiture, and durable metallic craftsmanship. With the 5 kangaroos on the reverse and the regal Raphael Maclauf effigy of the Queen on the obverse, it continues the proud lineage of Australian $1 coins introduced in 1984. While millions were struck for everyday use, collector editions and preserved examples remain significant in numismatic circles more than just currency. The coin represents Australia's balance between heritage and independence, monarchy and national identity, tradition and modernity. Top 3. The Elizabeth II Australia $1 1985 coin is a significant piece within the history of modern Australian currency and forms part of the broader story of Australia's adoption of decimal coinage, its efforts to establish durable, efficient, and symbolic money, and its continued link to the British Crown through the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. Australia introduced decimal currency in 1966, replacing the older system of pounds, shillings, and pence with a simpler dollar and cent structure. At that time, the $1 denomination existed only as a banknote. However, by 1984, after nearly 2 decades of circulation, the government and the Royal Australian Mint made the decision to replace the paper $1 with a coin. This change was due to the need for a longer-lasting medium of exchange, since coins endure for decades compared to paper notes which wear out quickly. Thus, in 1984, the $1 coin was first released into circulation, and by 1985, its place in Australian society was firmly established. The 1985 $1 coin continued the now iconic design introduced the previous year. On the reverse, the coin displayed the image of 5 bounding kangaroos, designed by Stuart Devlin, the acclaimed goldsmith and jeweler who had been appointed by Queen Elizabeth II as the official royal goldsmith. Devlin was also the principal designer of Australia's decimal coin series and had crafted imagery that uniquely reflected Australian identity. The kangaroo design was selected because it was instantly recognizable, tied to the continent's native wildlife, and represented energy, independence, and national character. The dynamic portrayal of kangaroos in motion symbolized progress, movement forward, and vitality. This image has since become one of the most enduring designs in Australian numismatic history, remaining on the $1 coin for decades. In the obverse of the 1985 coin, a new portrait of Queen Elizabeth II was introduced, created by Raphael Maclauf. The Maclauf effigy replaced the earlier portrait by Arnold McKinn, which had been in use from 1966 until 1984. The Maclauf design, which debuted in 1985, depicted the Queen wearing the royal diadem and elegant drapery over her shoulders, offering a more formal and regal impression than McKinn's youthful portrayal. The inscription around the effigy read, Elizabeth II Australia 1985, affirming both the Queen's sovereignty and the coin's national context. This effigy would remain in use on Australian coins until 1998, meaning the 1985 $1 coin was among the very first to carry it, making this issue historically important as a transitional piece in the portrait lineage of Elizabeth II. Technically, the 1985 $1 coin was minted in aluminium bronze, a composition of 92% copper, 6% aluminium, and 2% nickel. This alloy gave the coin its distinctive golden color strength and resistance to wear. Its specifications included a diameter of 25 millimeters, a thickness of 2.5 millimeters, a weight of 9 grams, and a plain edge. These details became standard for all Australian $1 coins in circulation. The Royal Australian Mint in Canberra was responsible for striking the coins, and millions were produced for general use in 1985. Additionally, special proof and mint set versions were struck for collectors, featuring sharper details and higher quality finishes. Historically, the 1985 coin occupies a very special place. It was only the second year of issue for the $1 coin series, yet it marked the first year with Raphael Maclauf's effigy, creating a strong sense of identity for the denomination going forward. Collectors often distinguish between the 1984 inaugural issue and the 1985 Maclauf introduction, treating them as separate milestones. The 1985 release confirmed the public acceptance of the $1 coin, as by this stage it had begun to fully replace the paper banknote in circulation. It also demonstrated the mint's ability to maintain high-quality production while balancing mass mintage for everyday commerce with smaller, premium outputs for numismatists and cultural symbolism. The coin encapsulated 2 major strands of Australia's identity in the mid-1980s. Its national wildlife and independence, through the kangaroo design, and its constitutional monarchy and Commonwealth ties, through the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II. This balance has always been present in Australian coinage, serving as a reminder of both the country's unique identity and its continuing ties to British heritage. From a numismatic perspective, the 1985 Elizabeth II $1 coin is widely available in circulation-grade condition due to its large mintage. However, well-preserved uncirculated examples, and especially proof coins from mint sets, are more valuable and sought after by collectors because it was the first year of the Maklauf portrait. The 1985 issue is often considered a key date for historical collections. Some collectors also search for errors, varieties, or coins struck with unusual die characteristics which can further increase numismatic interest. Economically, the introduction of the durable coin in place of the banknote helped reduce long-term costs for the Reserve Bank of Australia, as coins last many years longer in circulation. The 1985 coin thus represents both financial practicality and symbolic artistry. Over time, these coins became an everyday part of Australian life, circulating widely through markets, shops, and households, while also being preserved in albums and cabinets by coin enthusiasts. In conclusion, the Elizabeth II Australia $1 1985 coin stands as a landmark issue in Australian numismatic history. It was the second year of the denomination's existence, the first year to feature Raphael Maklauf's regal portrait of the Queen, and a continuation of Stuart Devlin's iconic kangaroo reverse design. With its golden aluminium bronze composition, durable specifications, and meaningful symbolism, the coin served not only as a unit of commerce but also as a miniature piece of national art. Today, it remains a highly recognizable and collectible piece of Australia's coinage heritage, valued both for its everyday role in 1980s society and for its place in the broader story of Elizabeth II's long reign and the evolution of modern Australian money. Top 4. The Elizabeth II Australia $1 1998 coin represents a fascinating piece of Australian decimal coinage, capturing both the national identity of Australia and its constitutional ties to the British Crown through the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II since the introduction of the $1 coin in 1984, following the replacement of the $1 banknote. This denomination has played a crucial role in Australian commerce. The $1 coin was struck in aluminium bronze for its durability and distinctive golden hue, and it has become a central part of daily life in Australia. By the year 1998, the coin had already completed nearly 15 years of circulation history, and it continued to showcase the powerful national imagery of kangaroos combined with the regal portrait of the Queen. The obverse of the 1998 $1 coin featured the official effigy of Queen Elizabeth II designed by Raphael Maklauf, a sculptor whose portrait of the Queen was adopted for Australian coinage beginning in 1985. This portrait presented Elizabeth II in a more formal and enduring style than her earlier depiction by Arnold McKim and the Maklauf effigy. The Queen is portrayed wearing the royal diadem, a jeweled crown, with finely detailed drapery across her shoulders. The design was meant to convey a timeless and majestic image of the monarch, highlighting her authority and status as head of the Commonwealth. Surrounding the effigy was the inscription, Elizabeth II Australia 1998, clearly stating her title, the issuing nation, and the year of minting. The 1998 issue was one of the final years to use the Maklauf portrait, since by 1999, the Royal Australian Mint transitioned to the new effigy created by Ian Rank Broadley. For this reason, the 1998 coin is often considered historically significant, as it represents the closing stage of the Maklauf era in Australian numismatics. On the reverse, the coin carried the enduring and iconic image of 5 bounding kangaroos designed by the acclaimed goldsmith and coin artist Stuart Devlin. Devlin had been appointed by Queen Elizabeth II as the official royal goldsmith and was entrusted with designing much of Australia's decimal coinage introduced in 1966. His kangaroo design was chosen for the $1 coin in 1984 because of its unmistakable connection to Australia. The kangaroo, as a native marsupial, symbolizes the country's wildlife independence, energy, and uniqueness. The depiction of multiple kangaroos in motion added a sense of vitality and dynamism to the design, which contrasted with the static imagery of many earlier Commonwealth coin issues. By 1998, this kangaroo reverse had already become one of the most recognized designs in Australian numismatic history, a visual symbol of national pride and identity. The technical specifications of the 1998 $1 coin followed the same standards set at the denomination's introduction in 1984. The coin was struck in an alloy of 92% copper, 6% aluminium, and 2% nickel, commonly referred to as aluminium bronze. This composition provided durability and resistance to corrosion while giving the coin its distinctive golden color. The coin measured 25 millimeters in diameter, weighed 9 grams, and had a thickness of 2.5 millimeters. Its plain edge distinguished it from other coins in circulation, particularly the smaller denominations with reeded edges. These specifications have remained unchanged for decades, making the $1 coin instantly recognizable both within Australia and abroad. The Royal Australian Mint in Canberra was responsible for striking the 1998 $1 coins. Millions were minted for general circulation to meet the demands of commerce across the nation. In addition to regular strikes, the Mint also produced collector editions in proof and uncirculated mint sets, featuring superior finish and detail, targeted toward numismatists. The proof versions in particular were carefully struck using polished dies and specially prepared planchets, resulting in mirror-like fields and frosted designs. These collector issues are today valued for their craftsmanship and scarcity compared to the mass-produced circulation strikes. From a historical perspective, the year 1998 holds significance as it was the last full year before the introduction of the Ian Rank Broadley portrait in 1999. Collectors often view the 1998 coin as part of the final chapter of the Raphael Maclauf era, which had lasted from 1985 to 1998. This makes the coin an interesting transitional piece in the evolution of Elizabeth II's image on Australian money. The obverse portraits of the Queen have always marked different eras of her reign on coinage, with Arnold Machin, 1966 to 1984, Raphael Maclauf, 1985 to 1998, and Ian Rank Broadley, 1999 to 2018, each contributing to the visual heritage of Australian coins. Thus, the 1998 $1 coin stands at the intersection between two of these artistic phases. In economic terms, the 1998 coin functioned as part of Australia's efficient monetary system, providing a durable replacement for the $1 note that had been withdrawn more than a decade earlier. By this point, Australians were well accustomed to using the $1 coin in everyday transactions, and it was deeply embedded in commerce from retail purchases to vending machines. The decision to continue with the kangaroo reverse also reinforced continuity and national identity during a period of globalization and economic reform. In cultural symbolism, the coin combined the two core messages of Australian numismatics: national pride through the kangaroo reverse, and continuity of governance through the Queen's effigy on the obverse. This balance of imagery reflected Australia's dual identity as an independent nation with strong Commonwealth ties. By the late 1990s, discussions about Australia's constitutional future and potential republicanism were growing, yet the 1998 coin still firmly bore Elizabeth II's portrait, reminding citizens of the nation's status as a constitutional monarchy. From a numismatic point of view, the 1998 Elizabeth II $1 coin is relatively common in circulation, but collector interest lies in well-preserved uncirculated examples, proof editions, and mint-set strikes. Coins with minimal wear, strong luster, or striking errors are particularly attractive to collectors. Some 1998 coins exhibit slight die variations or minting anomalies, which can add value in specialized markets. In pristine condition, they serve as beautiful examples of both Maclauf's artistry and Devlin's iconic kangaroo imagery. In conclusion, the Elizabeth II Australia $1 1998 coin is both an everyday monetary object and a significant piece of numismatic heritage. Its golden aluminium bronze surface carries two powerful symbols: the Raphael Maclauf effigy of Queen Elizabeth II in its final year of use before transition, and Stuart Devlin's kangaroo reverse, one of the most enduring and celebrated designs in Australian coinage. With its durable specifications, mass circulation, and collector quality proofs, the coin embodies Australia's balance of monarchy and national independence, tradition and modernity. Today, it stands as a reminder of both the closing years of the 20th century and the continuity of Australia's coinage system. Top 5. The Elizabeth II Australia $1 1984 coin is one of the most historically significant pieces of modern Australian coinage, as it marked the very first issue of the $1 coin in the country's decimal currency system. Australia had officially adopted decimal coinage in 1966, shifting away from the older system of pound shillings and pence. At that time, the $1 denomination existed as a banknote, which remained in circulation for nearly 2 decades. However, by the early 1980s, the Australian government and the Royal Australian Mint determined that the paper $1 note was wearing out too quickly in circulation, requiring constant replacement. Coins, by contrast, could last for 30 years or more. Thus, in 1984, the $1 coin was introduced, becoming the highest value circulating coin at the time, and it has remained central to Australian money ever since. The reverse design of the 1984 $1 coin introduced an image that would become iconic not only in Australia but worldwide: 5 bounding kangaroos. This design was created by the renowned artist and jeweler Stuart Devlin, who had also designed many of Australia's decimal coins. In 1966, Devlin was appointed by Queen Elizabeth II as her official goldsmith, and his work was characterized by creativity, modernity, and national symbolism. The kangaroo was chosen because it is one of Australia's most recognizable animals, unique to the continent, and strongly associated with the nation's identity. The depiction of kangaroos in energetic motion symbolized vitality, progress, and national pride. This design has remained the standard reverse on Australian $1 coins since 1984, making its debut year a milestone in national numismatic history. The obverse of the 1984 coin featured the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold McKin, a British sculptor whose effigy had been used on Australian coinage since decimalisation began in 1966. McKin's portrait depicted the Queen facing right, wearing the royal tiara, and it emphasised her youthful elegance. The inscription around the portrait read, Elizabeth II Australia 1984, combining her royal title, the name of the issuing country, and the year of minting. This was the only year the $1 coin carried the McKin effigy, since from 1985 onwards, the obverse portrait was changed to the Raphael Maklauf effigy. For this reason, the 1984 coin is unique in Australian numismatic history. It is the first year of issue and the only $1 coin with a McKin portrait. The technical specifications of the coin were carefully chosen to give it both durability and distinction. The coin was struck in an aluminium-bronze alloy, composed of 92% copper, 6% aluminium, and 2% nickel, which gave it a golden color that contrasted with the other base metal coins in circulation. It measured 25 mm in diameter, 2.5 mm in thickness, and weighed 9 grams, with a plain edge. These specifications have remained the standard for the $1 coin ever since its introduction. The choice of alloy made the coin resistant to wear and tarnish, ensuring that the new denomination would last far longer than the fragile paper notes it replaced. The Royal Australian Mint in Canberra was responsible for striking the 1984 $1 coins. Millions were produced for general circulation to ensure a smooth transition from notes to coins. The release of the new coin was accompanied by a public education campaign to familiarise Australians with the new denomination and its design. The kangaroo imagery made the coin instantly recognisable, and its golden hue gave it prestige, reinforcing its status as the highest value circulating coin. In addition to circulation coins, the Mint also issued special collector versions in proof sets and uncirculated mint sets, which showcase the coin in higher striking quality. These sets are today sought after by numismatists, especially the 1984 proof coin, which marks the very first appearance of the $1 denomination. From a historical perspective, the 1984 $1 coin reflects a major shift in Australian monetary policy. The replacement of the $1 note with a coin was not simply a matter of convenience but also an economic strategy. Coins, though more expensive to produce initially, last decades longer than notes, saving millions of dollars in production and replacement costs over time. The success of the $1 coin paved the way for the eventual replacement of the $2 note with a coin in 1988. Thus, the 1984 $1 coin was the first step in a broader modernization of Australia's circulating currency. Culturally, the coin also represented a balance between national identity and Commonwealth tradition on one side. The kangaroo symbolized Australia's uniqueness, its landscape, and its wildlife. On the other, the Queen's portrait symbolized continuity of governance, the constitutional monarchy, and Australia's ties to the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth. This dual symbolism has always been central to Australian coinage, reflecting the country's independent character while still recognizing its historical and political heritage. From a numismatic point of view, the 1984 $1 coin is highly significant. Being the first of its kind, it holds special value in collections. Circulated examples are common, but coins preserved in mint state or proof quality are especially prized. Collectors also note that this is the only year the coin carried the Arnold McKin portrait, giving it a distinctive place in the lineage of Australian coin portraits. As such, it is often considered a key date for any serious collection of Australian $1 coins. Over time, as circulation reduces the number of high-quality examples, well-preserved 1984 coins have grown in desirability. In conclusion, the Elizabeth II Australia $1 1984 coin is more than just a piece of currency. It is a landmark in the story of Australian money. It marked the introduction of the $1 denomination in coin form. It debuted the enduring kangaroo reverse design by Stuart Devlin, and it uniquely paired that design with the Arnold McKin effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, struck in golden aluminium bronze and produced in large numbers by the Royal Australian Mint. It became a durable and symbolic replacement for the $1 note. Today, it remains a cornerstone of modern Australian numismatics, valued not only for its role in everyday commerce but also for its place in the heritage of Elizabeth II's reign and the evolution of Australia's national coinage. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe my channel for more videos.